because I've just been doing a few bits while my lunch is cooking. So, fibrosection, bling 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 bling. Can't even remember what it's about. Can't remember what I'm doing. Who am I? What am I doing? No, that's not the fibrosection. The fibrosection is annoying phrases. I think that's how I worded it. Annoying phrases. So things that people might say to you or message you with that drive you crazy, that is related to chronic illness. Now, I put on my Twitter poll, because I had 3 of my own that really wound me up, and I'll explain those in a minute. But I put on my Twitter poll about that I was doing this video, making this video, and if anyone had any phrases or anything that's annoying, let me know. I was inundated, literally, which was brilliant because obviously it helps me with my vlog. So I'm just going to tell you about my ones before I go into other people's. My annoying phrases, the first one, I suppose you want to go in there, hang on a minute. Right, back with you. Back in the room. The first phrase that annoys me is, you look well. Yeah, probably do. That's why it's called an invisible illness, you know, because you can't see it. You might be able to see it on a flare-up day when I look like absolute death and my face swells up and I just look awful. If you look at some of my videos, you'll see that. Like last week's, for example, when I had a massive flare-up. So most of the time, I bother putting makeup on, I bother doing my hair because it makes me feel better. I wear nice clothes because that's my choice. And I'm lucky enough to be able to do that. So yeah, you're not going to see the pain that's inside. As if someone's broken their leg or broken their arm and they've got a cast on, or someone's permanently in a wheelchair. You think, why are they permanently in a wheelchair? Whereas I use a wheelchair, but I get up from it and move around. People are like, but I'm going to go into that a bit later. So that's the first really annoying phrase of mine. The second one is, how are you? People that ask me how I am, I want to scream because I know they're just being polite, and that's just what people do, isn't it? First thing they do is, oh hi, how are you? That is just socially acceptable. But for someone with a chronic illness, that is the worst thing you can ask them, because they're always doing crap, yeah? They're always going to be in pain or feel like they've got no energy, feel like they've been hit by 10 buses, that they've run 50 marathons. So asking how we are is pretty irrelevant, because we're always rubbish. We might be more rubbish than normal, or we might be better than normal, but if I get asked that, I always reply with, I'm fine, thanks, because I'm not going to keep going into detail every flipping 2 minutes on exactly my, you know, how I've, and to be honest, I'm bored with it, I'm fed up with it, so why does anyone else want to hear it, you know? Anyway, so that's my second one. And the third one that really grates on me is, hope you feel better soon. I'm not going to feel better soon. I might feel a little bit better, I might, you know, get back to where I am, like on a normal level, which is, you know, bearable, but I'm never gonna get better. And if you tune in on Saturday, I'm going to speak to you today about something that my counsellor said today that really wound me up, like really wound me up, and I'm actually going to tell her that next week. But I would like you to tune in Saturday. Even better, just subscribe and hit the notification bell, and then you'll be notified when I upload. But I'm going to talk more in detail about that on Saturday, okay? So that's one to watch. Right, they're my 3 annoying phrases. I have many more, but they're just my top 3, if you like. Let's go over some from Twitter. So the first one I have, I'm not going to name people because that's not fair, they haven't agreed to that. So I've had someone saying about the food that we eat. If it's not organic, vegan, healthy, maybe sometimes we get takeout because we are too ill to cook ourselves. So we do this, so at least we've eaten that day. So I agree that eating healthily is rammed down your throat. Losing weight is constantly on my mind and rammed down my throat by the doctors. I know I've got to lose weight. I want to lose weight. But you try doing that when you can't really move much. And I mean, like I say, I've been doing the clean eating. So I've given up refined sugar, dairy and gluten. And although I've seen an improvement in my bowel in the first week, the second week I was constipated. So, and it has not done anything for my fatigue. In fact, my fatigue is worse. It's also done nothing for my pain. My pain is worse at the moment. So I get this clean eating business, but we can't always do that. And like this person says, if you're really that ill and you've got no one to cook for you, well, you're going to get a takeaway, so you've actually eaten something, aren't you? So that's really annoying. So that's the first one. Another one, and it's from the same person. It says, oh, you should exercise. It will make you better. Like, yeah, I can barely walk, but sure, I'll join a gym to make you happy with my disability. So it's true. Exercise is thrown down your throat as well. Now, to a degree, I understand this. I do understand moving. So if you are bed bound or sofa bound or you can't, move much at all, then stretching, just stretching your joints. There is definitely a thing to moving and not stiffening up. So exercise, I try to walk Evie a little bit when I can, but that's really hard. Walking is hard for me. I try to do workouts when I can to Coco Line Fitness that makes specific videos for fibromyalgia on YouTube. So I'll link her below for you. And also, I try to go to seated yoga once a week, but that doesn't always happen either. So I do try to do as much exercise as possible, but like you say, it's just they think if you do loads of exercises, and I've heard people saying, oh, I'm cured because I've just exercised so much. No, it sends me into a flare most of the time, to be honest. Someone else has said, mind over matter, like I can just choose to ignore my symptoms and pain. Like, oh, I just choose not to be disabled. Like, why didn't I think of that? Very true. Mind over matter is rubbish. But, again, you can, what I do, which I've been trained to do for my counsellor, not this one, a different one, is refocus your pain. So sometimes if my pain is that bad, say my arm was really, really hurting, then I can look at another part of me, like say this arm wasn't, and say, oh, that arm feels really nice. It feels really good and calm and strong and peaceful. And then sometimes that takes that little bit of pain away or whatever it is, just the edge off of it. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't work. But I have done that before. But mind over matter, no. Someone else says, every person except my fiance has given me an opinion on my health without having asked if I wanted it or not, and none of them are doctors. I'm working out what's best for my body, for myself. I don't give medical advice unless asked first, as I'm not a doctor. Yes, so I haven't actually experienced that. I haven't experienced people giving me like medical advice other than my doctor. So that would annoy me if someone was trying to do that and I hadn't asked for it, definitely. Right. So someone says they've had way too many annoying phrases. There are the daily ones that I've learnt to accept are people trying to say the right thing. That's the thing. People don't know how to say the right thing. They feel as awkward as we do, so they end up saying the wrong thing. But the mind blower is like, try hypnotherapy. Could you be bipolar? You vape too much. The best one, I cured myself by telling myself I don't have pain. Okay, so hypnotherapy. doesn't work for everyone. I tried it on my youngest Poppy for eating and it didn't work. So if it works for you, great, but don't suggest it's going to work for everybody. Bipolar, no. We're depressed because we're chronically ill. We're not chronically ill because we're depressed. Vaping, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't smoke and I don't vape, so I wouldn't have an opinion on that one. But I would say I wouldn't give that comment, you know, the vape too much, because that's just rude. The best one, I cure myself by telling myself I don't have pain. You can't just say I'm not going to have pain, so I'm cured. Rubbish. Right, assumptions that I'm too young to be sick, which is kind of saying that I'm lying about being sick and must be lazy and an attention seeker. Yeah, I've had a lot of that. When I first got ill and I went into the doctor's and I said to the doctor, like, what's happening? And he said, well, I don't know, you're too young to have a walking stick, you're too young to be... Well, I didn't choose to be ill, you know, it's not a choice of mine. I didn't decide, right, that's it, I'm going to be chronically ill. So the doctor said that to me. And the other way I've had that is by elderly people judging me on parking in disabled space with my blue badge. And then sometimes they see me get out of the car and walk, and they're like, well, why is she walking and got a blue badge? It's just ignorance. That's all it is. It's ignorance. They don't understand. Right, another one. Because I use a walking pole, everyone assumes I'm off on a hike. I also get the, you're too young. We've had that, yeah. 99% of the time, people are very apologetic when I explain about my hypermobility. At least in my experience, it seems to be more ignorance. That's what I think. I think it's ignorance too. I just think they don't understand. So, but they're not going to understand. If they haven't got someone in their life with a chronic illness, they're not going to understand. But that does surprise me if they haven't. Because like I say, the statistics are 1 in 3 people have a chronic illness. So it would surprise me if they don't know someone, and maybe they do know someone but they're not educated in it, and then they say, oh, but that's the same old stuff, don't you have anything new to talk about? Well, yeah, if you ask me a different question I might talk about something else. Maybe instead of saying how are you, you could say, you know, maybe what have you been up to, because we're just going to have said the same thing, aren't we? It's difficult. It's really hard, and I'm not blaming people. I'm not doing this as I hate people that haven't got a chronic illness. That's not what I'm doing it. I'm doing it to make people aware, both parties, so people with a chronic illness and people without, how difficult it is. So it's difficult for us with a chronic illness to hear these things because it just drives us insane, but it's also difficult for the people that haven't got the chronic illness because they don't want to just not ask you how you are because they feel they're being rude. So can you see what I mean? It's sort of, I'm not doing it to shame people, I'm doing it just to raise awareness of maybe be a bit more mindful how you speak. Are you better now? Yeah, that's a good one. Which part of chronic illness do you not get? And, oh, I know how you feel, I pulled my back at the weekend. And I don't know about you, but I feel like, because I feel so rough all the time, if someone around me gets ill with a cold or something, I just think, really? I feel like that all the time. So it's hard for me to get the sympathy. And I do try, but it's hard. You're still sick. It must be nice to stay at home all day and sleep. You need to exercise more. You need more sun. Just drink cranberry juice. So my advice would be don't give advice if you don't know what you're talking about to the non-chronic people. If you don't know someone with chronic illness, if you don't know what it's like, don't be giving advice. Cranberry juice, rubbish. Sun, now there is an element of vitamin D. It's definitely good to get out in the sun. but it's not going to cure it. And no, actually, it's not nice to stay at home all the time, and I don't sleep all day. I hardly sleep at night. I don't ever sleep during the day. So that is just rubbish. And the exercise we've covered already. But yeah, it's not nice. I'd much prefer to have a job and go out and work, actually. So there you go. You would feel better if you had a positive attitude. This is quite a difficult one, because I wouldn't say you'd feel better with a positive attitude, but positive attitude does definitely help sometimes. I've had like CBD in the past. CBD? Cognitive behavioural... No, CBT. CBD is an oil. I know someone who had CFS and is cured now. Good for you. I don't know. I could probably count on one hand how many people I've heard in the 3 years that I've had this that say they've cured themselves. Probably I've heard of 2 people, and I don't know if that's right or not. I don't think it will ever fully go. I think they've probably just pressed it away. So that's just utter rubbish. Oh, how come you're not feeling well when people know I have ME? Are you home? Where else would I be? Your husband did that? Yes, I can't anymore. People assume so naturally that I still do a lot myself. No, I don't. That's the thing, I think, that people don't realise how hard it is to do things. So like with me doing jobs, I have to really think about planning what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it, because it takes that pacing where you have to sit down and then do a little job to actually be able to do anything. If you got out more, you'd be okay. Oh, we'd love to get out more. You're volunteering. You're volunteering to take us all out. We go on a coach trip of fibro sufferers. Honestly, we can only get out if we've got people to help us, if we've got the right mobility aids, and you know, I mean, I know on the pain management course, they said it's better to go out because of the endorphins that are released that helps to fight against the pain, and you might enjoy yourself. But I've been on that. I've been out, and even though it's nice, I still feel like crap. So I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I would always choose to go out because I love going out. But sometimes you feel so ill, you just need to stay at home. Someone saying about elderly again was commenting about using a wheelchair. I do think this is one thing I wanted to cover. So yeah, one thing I was going to sort of mention towards the end of this video is the non-verbal things that like the looks that we can get. I've had so many of those. So I get, like I say, I get a lot of looks when I park in disabled and then I get out and walk. I get a lot of looks from when I'm in my wheelchair, and maybe I'll get up to walk for a little bit because it hurts to sit for too long as well, but then I have to go back in it again. But as soon as you stand up out of a wheelchair, people look at you as if to say, well, you don't need a wheelchair if you can stand up. Yes, I do. And they might not be thinking that, but the looks they give you, that's how you feel that they're feeling. It could be misjudged. You know, it might not be what they're thinking, but it looks like it. So instead of giving sort of that look, why don't you just smile or say hi, or, you know, hold the door open for you or something, you know, not give the horrible looks, because we haven't asked for this. So I hope that this video has been a bit helpful to understand that the people that have the chronic illness, yes, we get really annoying phrases thrust at us day in, day out, but also for the non-chronic sufferers that find it hard to know what to say. So I'm trying to educate both sides, if you see what I mean. If you have got any other phrases or any other suggestions of what people could say instead of them annoying phrases, comment down below. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on all my social media. I link it in the description: Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. I try to post daily on all three. And also, if you've got any videos you would like me to make on fibro, let me know in the comments down below and I'll try and make those for you as well. I try to aim to please. Anyway, that's all for now, and I will see you on Saturday for the